Keyforge had released this past weekend, and there's already been a lot of people selling their sealed decks that they've cracked on places like eBay and Amazon, and there was one up for bid that sold for $2,000 already for a game that just released. I told you guys that the secondary market for this game was going to be crazy, and a lot of you didn't believe me, but some of you did. Some of you did. Also, quickly, I wanted to add that there is a deck currently listed for $10,000. It hasn't sold yet, but if it does, I will let you guys know. I'm very curious to see if a game that's not even a week old will sell a $10,000 deck, because if it does, oh boy, that's gonna be good. So most of you simply want to know, why is this deck worth $2,000? And there's only one real reason: overinflation. These decks to purchase sealed are $10, but the problem is that they're loot boxes. You don't know which deck you'll get out of the sealed package, so you might have to buy 5 to get the deck that you want. I did talk a little bit more about this in my previous video, which I will link for you guys in the cards and down below in the description, but this deck sold for $2,000 for no reason besides hype and overinflation. Yes, this deck has 2 sets of the Horseman cards, which are really powerful since they all play off of each other. The synergy of this deck is super high, but this game has only been out for a handful of days, not even a week at this point. People are trying to have the most unique and powerful decks they can before they walk into a game store and ask people if they've got a deck and want to play. People aren't worried about a deck being too powerful or the deck getting banned or the chains happening. A competitive card game player never worries about the cost of a deck. They just worry if they will get the value out of their deck, if they can win with it so they can recoup the cost in prize pools, and that's just how it is for most competitive players. Collectible card games are investment to most people, new or old cards. Whether they're trading card games and labeled as unique card games, they still hold cards or archetypes that are valuable. Even if every box is different and you create a game with variants, you're always going to have speculators and a back market. It's just human nature. It's human nature to take a plunge with something new or try to make money on it. Whether they will succeed or not, I mean, only time will tell with how this game grows over the past coming weeks or months. And this situation was bound to happen, let's be honest. The publisher Fantasy Flight Games hasn't always kept up with demand for their games either. Let's take Star Wars Destiny for an example. Destiny was a game that had such huge interest in it, and it flew off the shelves just like Keyforge has. But Fantasy Flight sold out, couldn't keep up with the demand, then their products become scarce so prices are inflated due to interest. Fantasy Flight isn't the size of a company like Wizards of the Coast. They are much more exclusive. They also sell their products through one distributor, which is a division of Diamond Comics, the sole distributor for all major comic brands in the world, which cuts game stores from selling this product in half due to the game stores not having an account open with a distributor for one product. Fantasy Flight is exclusive to them through the Asmodee Consortium. Other games aren't like this. Even Wizards of the Coast uses more than half a dozen distributors. Usually other games aren't sold exclusively through one distributor because they want anyone to be able to sell it if they can. I'm not surprised with the overinflated prices on the secondary market like this. It's a game that isn't widely published, it's a game that has an initial audience, and secondary market sellers always take note of those things combined. This smells a lot like Star Wars Destiny. Fantasy Flight has definitely been known to create artificial scarcity in the hopes of creating hype. Aside from whatever mechanics the game has, everyone seems to be missing the point about how Fantasy Flight does business. This game is not going to be done any differently than any of the other games that they have published. Like I said previously, I'm not saying this system can't work for casual play, the unique aspect of the game, or even ways that products for this game is sold. It's a good system for all of your friends to purchase one so each of you can play in a sealed tournament. Someone could get a great deck or an awful deck, but competitively, this game's sealed system is a problem. I have a previous video going over some of my problems with the game, the product model-wise and competitive model-wise. With prices of the decks already overinflating like this, I bet Richard Garfield is kinda kicking himself right now. He specifically wanted the system to be different than Magic the Gathering, but it's the way any card game works. There's always decks that are better than the others, and people will have to pay a premium for the deck that beats out the other ones. I understand he had a vision, but business-wise, this is just how games like this work. I wish that he would have understood that, and maybe he did understand that and hoped that this one would have been different. So you'll have to let me know what you guys think about this Keyforge deck selling for $2,000. Do you think this hype will die down anytime soon, or do you think Keyforge might be the next big thing? If you think that Keyforge won't stand the test of time and it's all hyped up right now, give the video a thumbs up. And if you think Keyforge is the next greatest thing in gaming, then give it a thumbs down. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys again really soon. Hey there, thank you so much for sticking around until the end of the video. You should click that subscribe button, and there are plenty of ways to show support to the channel, such as following me on Twitter, joining the Dark Titans Discord server, or even chipping in on Patreon and becoming a Dark Titan yourself. I'll see you all in the next video.